Hi, so today I'm going to be doing the K-pop album favorites tag of 2014 created by YouTube user Randomme2011. And basically there is 9 questions and that will be in the description box. A lot of people have been doing this tag, but if you haven't, y'all are tagged and let's just start. And one, two, three, four, five of the 9 questions I have multiple albums because I can't just leave one out because I'd feel bad. So yeah. And this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't want to agree with me, I don't care. You can voice your opinions in the comments box and do all that fun stuff. So question number 1, and I think this question is the biggest question because it's which album is your favorite K-pop album of 2014? I couldn't just choose one, so I chose 3 because that's just me. And whoa, they're all boy groups this year, which was interesting. But my top groups are mostly boy groups now that I have reevaluated my lists and loves and interests. LLL. Pause. None of his albums on this question. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the mini album that made the list, which is XOK's Overdose. I was waiting for the album. It got delayed because of the tragic ferry incident. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait for it and it's gonna just accumulate my excitement. So by the time when I do get this album, when it comes off of when it gets shipped to me, I'm gonna just be hyped. And hyped I was. I listened to this album after I put it on my iPod. Solid nonstop for about 2 weeks. Like, this album was just amazing. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs, I don't listen to the Overdose EXO version, but these 5 songs, they were so good. The packaging on this, it's alright. The photo book is a little flimsy, like small, compared to Your Owl, but you know, they can't do a good photo book every single album. So definitely one of my favorites of this year. Coming in again, and now we'll move on to this album, B1A4's second full-length album, Who Am I? This definitely makes my list as one of my top favorite albums of this year. B1A4 is my favorite group, and it's only right that their album was slaying. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't have put it on this question, but I had high expectations for this album. Every time K-pop artists say they're coming back with a full-length album or they're going to do a full-length album, my expectations usually for mini albums are about here. But when they say they're going to release a full-length album, it's probably like here. Like, I expect the best of the best of the best of the best. And I got the best of the best on this CD. Lonely. Oh my gosh. And there was on their like more mature side for this comeback, which is amazing. Love Then is so good. Amazing. Baby. Oh my god. Too Much. Pretty. Who Am I? Drunk with Music. Road and Soul. It's just a perfect album. And whenever they want to release their third full-length album in the future, I will be pre-ordering that right away. And lastly, my third album that I thought was one of the best, my favorite albums of this year. I was so hyped for it. B1A. Pause. Rewind. Bangtan Soyeondan's first album, Dark and Wild. And when I talk about having high expectations, I had some high ass expectations for this, and it delivered. Let's see, like, the packaging is so good and like well protected. Nothing like that. No little cheap flimsy paper cardboard crap. Good, solid. And the songs, all of them are solid. They don't have any talking tracks like on the previous ones. There's some intros and interludes, but the interlude that was singing it and just getting it, it's very hip-hop, very rap-driven, but the vocals on all the songs are still slaying. I could not pick a favorite song off of this album because I would just have to listen to it all in one sitting. Like, I put this on, listen to it straight through, no skips, no pauses. Well, maybe if I have to go somewhere, but this is a truly fantastic album. Number 2 is favorite photo book concept of 2014, and I have 2 albums for that. This one is pretty recent. Well, it was like November. Yeah. A Pink's Love. It's a very like soft looking concept, but they all look extremely gorgeous. Like, they are glowing with just beauty, and it's just like very innocent looking, very cute. And you go to this other concept where they're in the cream looking outfits. Okay, that's not very innocent, but aside from Bommy's reveal all net looking thing, it's just very mature looking and very classy. And then they switch up again to go for these lacy black outfits looking all right. It's just such a very pretty... Oh, and then they switch to these pastel-y looking ones. Let me get to them. Like, these pastel looking ones. It's just a very, very gorgeous photo book, and I enjoy looking through it. And then coming in at the same for number 2, I would choose Girls' Days, Darling. I think Randomme, she had the same one for this. Because this photo book is truly great. It's great to look through. I enjoy looking through because you have like these beautiful, just bright and vibrant colors of just like them having fun in the sun. It's summer and it's the party. It's Darling. And then they also go out into like the real world, like with the graffiti and just, it's a cute photo book. A lot of concepts, a lot of photos, as you can see, and it's just a good album to flip through. Like, I'm bored sometimes and I'll just flip through my albums just to like look at them, and that album, amazing. Number 3 is favorite solo album of 2014, and I didn't buy that many solo albums. I don't even know if that many were released, but I'm choosing this one, Taemin's mini album for Ace, because first off, I'm gonna be completely honest, he is not my favorite member of SHINee. But so when they said he was gonna release a solo album, I was like, okay, that's great, moving on. But then I heard the highlight melody, plus I saw the track list that said it was gonna have a song featuring Kai, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this one out. Pretty Boy, I loved that song, and I was like, all right, this album, I like Pretty Boy. I didn't listen to the other songs, and then I went back and listened to it, and I don't know what took me so long, but this album was amazing. I don't know why it took me so long to listen to this thing all the way through, but I'm glad I did, because this album is the truth. Ace, Danger, Experience, Pretty Boy, Wicked, and Play Me. All of those songs, so good. This album, he really did the dang thing with this album. So number 4 is favorite subunit album of 2014. It's not Infinite F, because it's just, there's one that I thought was better. Even though Infinite F was crazy good, and they're my favorite subunit of 2014, it's not my favorite album. My favorite album is definitely TTS's Holler. I was so ready for them to make a comeback from Twinkle, because Twinkle, when they released it in 2012, was slaying, and I was very excited when I heard they were going to release this album, and I was pleasantly surprised. I do not think it is as good as Twinkle, but it is not bad at all by any means. It is still a solid album all the way through. Holler, Adrenaline, Whisper, Stay, Only You, and Eyes. Those songs, they sound really good, and I have no real complaints about this, so that's good. Number 5 is favorite packaging of 2014, and I have 2 again, y'all. First one I want to do is M Block's Broken because it just looks so clean and classy. And it's like a box. I'll just show you briefly. Like, you can see through it. Like, my heart's broken. You can see everything inside of me. My emotions is all over the place. And then I really thought this was cool. I've never seen like an album come with something like this. I've seen like those little shitty paper ones that come with the album on the little like flap shit. But this little plastic, it's good. And it's also a plus when you have the photo book that isn't attached to anything. So you can look through it as much as you want without the glue really like destroying itself. And I just love the design. Like, you can even see that it's broken literally. Well, on the CD, the design. So that is one of my favorites. And the second album I chose, I like packaging on albums that are like big, like BAP's Crash and big albums. And so, of course, if anything's like bigger than my hands, I love it. Pause. That sounded really weird. But I really like it because people come over that aren't into K-pop and just like, whoa, what is this big box? And I'm like, yo, this is a CD. And they're like, what? This is a CD? I was like, yes, this is a CD. So I just think like, and it's really sturdy. And the CD is on a plastic tray. So it like holds in really well. And it's just really cool. And the photo book comes out again. As you can see, that's the trends. There was a lot of albums this year with the photo book that wasn't attached, which I cannot say enough that I love. I don't care if the photo book is the smallest photo book in the world. If it comes out and it's not glued onto the spine, we good. But number 6, least favorite packaging of 2014. I have 2. First, we'll just get the one elephant out of the room. Got 7. And, okay, it's definitely hard to get this box open. So I can show you why I don't like this packaging. I really could not care less what the material on the inside or that it feels a little cheap. That doesn't matter to me because I barely listen to the CD anyway. After I downloaded it, I was like, okay, whatever. What annoys the out of me is if you are going to have a package in the CD, oh, this thing is real loose as well. I at least expect the CD holder to actually hold the CD well. This little plastic pentagon shaped nub does not do anything. I have had, okay, the 21 mini albums, those are fine. This thing is not. It is very loose. See, look. It does not hold the CD. And I always have to be careful when I'm like putting it back on my shelf or taking it off because the CD rattles and it's just not good. That is the only reason why this CD is on one of the worst packagings of this year. Along with why the next one is too. 21's Crush. This album is amazing. It's just the CD holder, again, is very bad. And I just have to easily just like set it down like that. Like barely anything. And it comes off the holder. That's why I have it with the CD side facing outward, not the actual design. Because if I have it the other way, it's just going to scratch all over this. And this is kind of raised text on the photo book. And I don't want it to scratch the CD. Because that's what I like. So that's the only reason why. And this isn't a very easy to damage scratch case, which K-pop. Are we really trying to go on this plastic right now? Come on. Okay. And then number 7 is favorite Japanese or any other language besides Korean album single release by a K-pop idol / group. And I only bought one album that was in Korean this year, which is Infinite F's single album, Koi no Sign. And here it is. This is version B. And I'll show you why I bought this version instead, because it comes with the big photo book, which has my favorite picture in any photo book I've ever seen in my life. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece a man named Kim Young-soo, but I can't leave out the others. You have Sungjoon looking really cute as well, and Sungyeol. I can't leave out Sungyeol. He's just like too cool for school. He's like, "What? You looking at me? I know you looking at me." Like, I just love it. This whole photo book is just gorgeous, and then you switch to some black and whites. But I'm not talking about that. But this is actually the only official Japanese release CD. I do have Shiny's the Japanese album, but that is the Korean version. And I don't actually, so this is the actual first Japanese CD I technically own. And I love it. And then there's 2 bonus questions. Number 8 is an album that surprised you this year. I have 2 again because I was pleasantly surprised with these. First off is Super Junior's This Is Love. I'm not the biggest fan of Super Junior. I only have 2 of their CDs, this one and Spy. So I really was kind of about the whole Super Junior CD. I was just like, okay, well, I'll listen to it, I guess. But I was pleasantly surprised. Mamacita, I really liked it. I was like, whoa, this is good. And then they came back with the repackaged with This Is Love. And I was like, ooh, I like this song too. And I just listened to the rest of the album. And it was really good. My expectations were not that high for this album, because I really am not a fan. So I was like, okay, it's just a Super Junior album. What's new? But this album surprised me. And then my other album that surprised me was Beast's 7th mini album, Time. I am also not the biggest beauty in the K-pop world, because some of their songs are just like, and the albums are just like, I'm not really feeling it. So, but I bought this album for the sole purpose because when I heard all the songs that were on here, all 6, they flowed together like this, which means it was great. It came together. It was good. It flowed perfectly and flawlessly. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this album. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this packaging because, again, the photo book comes out. And when we talking about photo books, what? Yo, look at this. This photo book is, I think like 200 pages. It's huge. I was really not expecting that. So it was a plus that the songs were good, the packaging was good, and the photo book was detached and humongous. And the album is pretty big itself, like, pretty big. And then number 9, please don't take offense if this is your favorite group. If you like this group, I'm sorry. I'll shout myself instead of you having to shoot me. An album that was released this year that could have been better. I take this question because all the albums that I did buy were albums that I bought for a reason because I liked the songs. But truth, I just had the money, so I was just like, oh, and Snoopy's doing an autograph special for the CD, and it wasn't that expensive. Boyfriend. Obsession CD. Boyfriend is not a bad group. They obviously have fans. I am not one of them. For the sole purpose is that their music just doesn't speak to me the way other groups speak to me. The photo book is great. Like, I really like the photos in here. And I'm glad that I have it signed because it was a decent price on Snoopy.com when they had this special over the summer to get it signed. I just am not the biggest fan of the music. I do like 2 songs on here. Alarm and 10 Minutes Ago. But other than that, I'm not really feeling it. And if they had made more songs like Alarm and 10 Minutes Ago, I probably would have enjoyed the album more. So this is the album that I thought could have been better. / I changed the question to album I don't really listen to. Sorry, boyfriends. You guys are talented in your own way. I just am not a fan. of the music as much as other groups. So that was the K-pop album favorites tag of 2014. This was a really fun tag. I suggest you all do the tag video because I enjoyed it. Like looking back through all the albums I bought this year, which was decent, like 60 something, which I think is good for me, but it probably would not have been this many if I hadn't gone to Korea and bought like 30 of them at one time. But this year was good. I hope 2015, this year, is also just as good. I'm hoping for some more groups to come back with some more full-length albums, hopefully. Let's see, who do I want? Girls' Generation, full-length album. I think it's time. Secret. I think it's time we need a full-length album from them. 4Minute, they definitely need another full-length album. Come on now. Y'all been, what? Both of those groups need to get it together. After School, they need to come back with a full-length album. They need to come back with something in Korean. Shoot. I want TR to do a full-length album. Just a lot of groups that I need to have a full-length album from because it's time. B2B, it's time, y'all. It's time for them to make a full-length freaking album. EXO, they're supposed to be. The rumor is that they're making their second full-length album, which if it's true and it comes out in the early year of 2015, I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna pre-order that ish and just be on my way. So I'll see you guys. I'm still waiting for one more CD, which is Winners SS Launching Edition, and as soon as I get that, my slew of videos, I'll be doing my updated photo card collection because I did get some stuff that you might not have seen because someone gave me something amazing when I was in college. And as soon as I get the winter CD, I'll also be able to do my updated CD collection, which is why I've been waiting. I really wanted to do it, but I bought the CD and it's still on its way, so I have to wait for that. But hopefully it comes in with this week. And I ordered some posters of Lee Jong-suk. There's like 10 of them. It's like the same size as the like Baekhyun and the Girls' Generation ones right there. 10 of them, which then I'll be able to redecorate a little bit. There's nothing going there because it's actually a Girls' Generation poster that I have at college that I forgot to bring home. So nothing goes there, but I did add a couple extra things. I'll just show you two right now. If you look up top, I printed out some pictures. You have a Baekhyun Nature Republic one right there. Sorry, I'm not used to pointing through this thing. And a Chanyeol one. And then there's two more. Sorry if y'all getting seasick. There's EXO, Kai, Jongin, and Sehun way up top right there of from Nature Republic. And then right by my Baekhyun is a little picture of the Chanyeol. I felt like it was time. Chanyeol deserved his own photo in my room somewhere. So that was that. Updated room tour soon, hopefully before I go to college, off to college again. Album collection, which will be super soon, hopefully, and photo card update as well. Bye.